Anything like over the years that you've, let's say, picked up on when it comes to playing with tour players and practicing and things like that? Anything that jumps out to you?
What, in general? Or?
Yeah, like have you ever gone, is anything, you know, you talked about all these top players that you've possibly played with over the years. Is there anything that you've finished on a round of golf and gone, do you know what, I'm going to go away and work on that?
No.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the back of my van. Dartmouth Golf and Country Club today because we're having another little get together, aren't we? Oh, I didn't miss it. Oh no. Down there somewhere.
Yeah, one of the most stupidest shots I've ever seen, that. It's Mother's birthday today, do you know?
I do know that, yeah. Have you taken her out for breakfast?
I did, yeah.
Good boy. I texted her at 6:48 this morning. Right. So I've done my bit.
Well, that gives me one up, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, but I was there first. Well, yeah, all right. Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, the journey's continuing at the moment. We've got lots going on.
Yeah.
This is a big match, I feel. The reason why this is a big match is because I've been grafting at my game.
Okay.
So it just means that I've got things that I've been working on and things that I feel like I've improved on. Yeah. From a psychological standpoint, from a game standpoint. Perfect. Haven't got to the woods yet though, but I don't feel like I needed really massive amount of work on those. But it'd be good today because I want to pick your brain about some of the stuff you do when you're playing in tournaments and when you've been to tour school and things like that, and what you've learned maybe from tour players that you've played with in the past. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it, but I've got some putting that I've got to go and quickly do.
What putt you got?
I got my normal putter, but I've got to go and do my 100 putts. So the first thing I'd like to know from you all is how are you getting on with your 100 putts? It was so good to see so many of you wanting to kind of get involved with the 100 putt challenge or daily challenge. It doesn't have to be every day. You can do it, you know, once a week or a couple of times a week, whatever your kind of schedule allows you to be able to do. But I've also decided to have a little go with a slightly different ball. Joe the Pro gave me some TP5s a couple of months ago. And what I loved about them was the fact that they've got this kind of stripe that runs all the way around, not only kind of like the center line point, but also the sort of outer lines as well. And it really does allow you to be able to track exactly how your golf ball is doing throughout the putt. So things like start position, you know, is that line going end over end, or is there a little bit of a kink on it as you kind of come through? That kink is going to come because you've either, well, generally because you've got the club face a little bit offline compared to where the actual stroke is going. So if the stroke is straight back, straight through, let's say, and your face is slightly open to that, it's going to create a little kind of what I call spin axis on the ball. It's going to tilt the ball one way or another, and you're going to see that ball kind of go a little bit kinky as it kind of goes through. Kinky, is that a word? Let's say a little bit offline. However, if you get it going kind of nicely end over end, it just gives you that little bit of confidence that you're getting that ball to start in the direction that you kind of want it to start. Well, today's venue, as I said, Dartmouth Golf and Country Club, and Paul and I are doing our little brother v brother matchup. It's gone down so well. The views that we've been getting from these videos have been absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the, I don't know if you can see it because it will probably blur out, but if you can see there, this is the 10th hole, and I'm stood on this back, hang on, let me spin you around, gold tee. And this is not really the tee that you would, let's say, generally use. That's the clubhouse there, and then obviously the hotel runs along the side. It's sort of Best Western. But this area here, this used to be the driving range, no longer. They're redoing something over there, I believe. But that, if you can see, that little gap there, that's pretty much the entry point of where you've got to come through to get to the fairway. So the gold tee is not for everybody. I know Paul will want to bring us back off this gold tee today. What's interesting with Dartmouth is, and I like a lot of golf courses, especially championship golf courses, is you tend to find that, I know it's a long way back here, but you tend to find that the golf course has been designed around the kind of back tees. So For example, if we go off the forward tees, which is just through there, over there on the trees there, when you hit almost like too far, it really starts to bottleneck in. Whereas off the back tees, you're hitting into the kind of fatter area of the golf course, which is where the golf course was designed to be played from these tees. So even though, yes, on the card it plays like 7+ or whatever it is, 7,000 yards, it doesn't play as hard as probably what it would play maybe off even the forward tees, because you're hitting into more of the narrower spots, or you're having to hit irons off the tees because you're trying not to get into those bottlenecks. Come and have a quick look at my stroke, if you don't mind. So one of the areas that I've kind of been really focusing on with this 100 putt thing, 100 putt challenge. Oh, here we go, we got a stimp meter reading coming out here. Thinking about my strike location with my putter. So what I've got is that I tend to strike a lot out the toe of the putter, like I'm talking millimeters in the toe. I don't have a problem with that if you do it consistently, because ultimately this you'll get used to where you're. Can you just see that there? Little, you see it's there. It's
Is it a wear mark?
just a slight wear mark. But what I've been doing, so I've been trying to. If you look down the bottom there, I've been trying to get the sense of trying to get a more of that pathing stroke and trying to focus on trying to get more centered strike. But look at the difference in.
What's this putt do?
It's just a right half putt, I think. I don't know if you notice, but which this does help, if I'm honest, being a right half putt, because it feels like I can push that putt away more. But what you'll notice is that the ball, with these particular balls, the ball goes really end over end when I do it. Does that make sense? Does it look like you might have to get lower down? But do you think it? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get my strike location more in the centre.
Oh, rather than toe.
Yeah, rather than toe. The feel off the face is unbelievably good when I get it right. Do you feel like that pushes the putter away too much from there, or do you feel like it?
So what are you trying to do to hit it out of the centre?
I'm literally getting the sense that in order, I'm trying to get it moving that way. So I have a tendency to kind of come that way and then like off a little bit, yeah. And you can see it with the ball, because I'm not that I haven't lined this up, but you can see the ball won't go, the line won't go end over end when I get it out the toe, because I'm almost like coming across it with a bit more of an open face, maybe.
That was pulled across a bit, maybe.
Was it? Yeah. So if I get there, it feels like it works better.
Do you not video it?
Yeah, that's what, because obviously I've been videoing it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah. See, the face is the more important part, isn't it, of the putting?
Yeah.
But what I've noticed
Yeah.
is that it's quite easy to keep your face the same through the stroke, yeah?
Yeah.
But what it's more difficult to do is keep the path the same.
Yeah.
And I think if the path goes offline, the face then changes.
Yeah, I agree.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone ever actually changes the face, but the face changes because the path changes.
So
if you pull across it, yeah, you change the path, but also the face angle is going to shut down.
Brooks Koepka is another. He's somebody that strikes everything a little bit out the toe.
Yeah, he comes across it a bit.
Doesn't he? And I would say that I'm similar to him in that we strike it in a similar spot.
But it's fine if you do that on a regular basis and the face matches up for that.
Yeah.
Because what you might find if you now start trying to push out, you may be used to have had an open face, or you may have.
Yeah, you've been used to being. Exactly, which is why my path probably goes a little bit left to compensate. What are we doing here? Preparation for.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't do this more. Like, everyone looks at me like I'm crazy when I do this. But I think when you're, I think on tour they stimp me to the green for you, the officials. So you've got a reading, and we go around. We play different golf courses all the time. Get different speeds all the time. So it's always good to put a number to it. You build that number up over time, different numbers, you get a feel then. So if somebody says to me, what's a 9 stimp meter or a 10 stimp meter or an 8, I can pretty much tell straight away now what it is. So by measuring the putting green every time I play, obviously putting greens are going to be a little bit different, but generally they're pretty similar. So I can build up a feel, but put a number to that feel, which I think helps massively with speed.
So on your record then that you keep with this,
Mm.
because obviously I know you
Yeah.
keep a little bit of a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific speed that you feel that you putt your best on, or is there something jumping out to you that says actually at 9 on the stimp meter or 9.5 on the stimp meter I'm a better putter, or is it are you inconsistent with it?
No, I think what I find is when you jump from course to course,
Yeah.
it's getting used to the new speed. It's
Okay.
difficult. So you're kind of used to what you were putting on the last time you played.
Yeah.
So by putting a figure to it, it makes me change from course to course easier, because I can go, oh right, today they're maybe one foot slower or 1 foot quicker, and I can kind of process that better in the brain rather than thinking, oh, it's a little bit quicker than the green before.
Yeah.
So it's finding out what exactly the difference is, and then you can process that. I think I can process that better with a feel.
And you measure it uphill, downhill as well as
Yeah,
a
you
cross
just
slope?
do a proper
reading.
stimp meter reading, which is you roll a few balls one way and you roll a few balls the other way,
Yeah.
and then you take the average of what they do. So
Okay.
because it's difficult to find a perfectly flat surface on a putting green.
So when you've gone and played, let's say in tour events,
Mm.
which are, I would say tour events are consistently at a stimp meter reading, aren't they? Because let's say they're 11.
They
and
try
they'll
and get
be
consistent,
they'll be
yeah.
consistent because the players want to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going pro-am to pro-am, golf course to golf course, which is run by different greenkeepers that have different ideas, or it's built on different soils. Would you say that when you start to get to like a tour event, so when you played at Wentworth and it was like really quick,
Yeah.
that's something you're not used to, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think James Roof found that when he went out to play the PGA Cup last year. I think he was putting on they were 13 or something. It was
Aphrodite Hills.
No, for the PGA Cup.
Oh, PGA Cup, yeah.
And I think it completely blew his mind really of how quick they were, and you just couldn't get his head around it for the week. And yeah, it's difficult, but I think it's good putting a number to everything. It helps me anyway. It might not help everybody, but I think then I always used to go to golf courses like, oh, this feels quicker than last week, but it's like, well, is it quicker than last week, or is my feel different today? I think when you put a number to it, I think it takes all that sort of guesswork out of it.
Like it. Something different. Don't see everybody out on the putting greens. Have you seen anybody else doing it?
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
And do you get sheets in a pro-am to say that what it is on the stimp meter?
No.
Yeah.
If they did, that would help.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Something new, eh? What do you say? 147 into the breeze. 147 into the breeze. I still think it's the right. I think I've got the same club as you there. I think it's still 8 for me.
Just wonder if the wind is just tilting it off the right a little bit here.
Yeah. There's definitely a bit of breeze there, Paul. Let me go with 7, I think. I don't see a draw into this hole.
No.
Do you see a draw?
Not really, because you've got trees on the right here.
Yeah, I just see a kind of at the flag, and if it drops to the right, that's ideal. Go forward, please. Go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Go. I didn't see it down. Is it all right?
No, I couldn't quite see that through the lens.
Oh yeah, it's next to the flag.
Is it?
Just jumped in the buggy and Paul's giving me a right old talking to there about my swing.
Only because you were saying you thought you made the right decision, and your decision, your shot was the right club. You were saying, oh yeah, hit it at the flag, and if it just let it drift off right.
Yep.
So your starting target. So no, what do you say? You said hit it at the flag, and if it drifts off right, so be it.
Yeah, because I was trying to hit a little fade basically off the flag to get it into kind of like this area here.
I just felt that making the flag your target here is a very risky one, because because if you pull it, you are water. Yeah, you shouldn't be having anything coming down. A good shot that for your ball to pitch a yard left of that flag, that isn't a good shot. And what I mean by that is it's that you've pulled that. That should have been quite a significant pull with the amount of water you've got left. As you look to the right here, you've got bank, you've got everything here that's going to move it this way, and it's certainly going to be safe and playable from there. Anything left is going to be in there. So I think your target, a good shot target, should be coming down on the very right edge of the screen.
But does it matter how it gets there? That's what I'm getting at. Does it matter how it gets there? Like yours telling me to hit it straight out that right side and not trying to draw a fade?
No, you could, but I just felt you were the intention of kind of hit a good shot is going to be on the flag, whereas I think your good shot should be 15.
That was my kind of start point, was the flag,
Right,
and then drift it right.
Yeah.
Like I know I've missed it left.
I think I would get more specific with where you want it to come down, than and then go off that, because I just think that's where you make because you miss left, it's a 1 or 2 shot miss. When you miss right, you still got a chance of up and downing it.
Yeah. Okay. Bollocking accepted.
Yeah.
We move on.
Yeah, good birdie.
Oh, good birdie.
Yeah.
Risky birdie, but I'll take it.
Yeah.